It has officially been a year of me being vape-free, and I cannot believe that I am actually saying this and that this is actually real life, because vaping took over my life to the point where I had an attachment that I didn't want to let go. It was like a toxic relationship where you know it's bad for you, but it's all that you know. And so you just keep it because you're kind of afraid of the unknown, low key, like you don't know anything else besides this toxicity. And I started vaping at a very young age, so it carried on to me into like my early adulthood, me right now being 22. I didn't realize how much of an impact it had on my dopamine, on my anxiety, on my face, on my acne, on my back pain. So if you're considering quitting vaping, let this be the video that inspires you to do so. Just to start off, I want to talk about my experience and when I started vaping and why it was so hard for me to quit, and then to the experience of what it's like trying to quit vaping to then now being a year vape free. I started vaping when I was 15 years old, when I was in high school, and I can't believe it's been that long. I'm 22 right now. I quit vaping when I was 21, almost 22, like my birthday's in April, so I quit vaping February 3rd. 6 years of literally chronically vaping. Starting vaping at such a young age, I did not realize the impact that it had on me just because of how much it stuck with me. And I didn't realize that vaping really took over my life. It took over my life to the point that I was invisible to the fact that it did take over my life. And it wasn't until I got out of it. Like, the only way I can describe the feeling is just getting out of a relationship that you truly wanted to work, but you really liked the person and you're so used to the person, but it wasn't until you got out of the relationship where you took a step back to see things for what they truly were. And you're like, oh my God, this was never healthy for me. A whole new perspective of myself, a whole new perspective of the world, a whole new perspective of my health, and how much vaping truly held me back from reaching my potential. This little freaking USB drive, like what the freak? Like how is that possible? And so when I started vaping just because like it was the thing. Like, I don't even know. Everyone was like, yeah, vaping is not like cigarettes, it's healthier than cigarettes. I was like, bet, like shit, if I can still like put something in my lungs and not get the consequences for it, perfect. And I'd be like, I'm not addicted to it. Like, I can quit whenever I want. Yeah, right, girl. Yeah, right. Because if you were able to quit whenever you wanted, you would have quit when you first started. And it came to a point where it became my identity. I would be speaking to someone, yeah, like it's just in my hand. Where I'm in school, if I need to go take a vape break, I'll just go to the bathroom stall. If I'm like at a restaurant and I'm like, ugh, this is taking so long, I don't have the patience, let me kill some time by vaping. I'm in the restaurant. It was a part of my personality. It was an extension of myself, and there was no way out of it. So when I quit vaping, it did feel like I lost a sense of myself, because this is an identity that I have built for 6 years. And then let's fast forward to 2022. 2022 is where I really wanted to quit vaping, but I did not have the self-control to. And so in 2022, I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy my own. I'm just gonna hit other people's vapes. And then that became to a point where I was just a fiend. I knew everyone who had a vape, and honestly, like sometimes I would literally just be friends with someone because they had a vape, because they had something, they had a source to feed my addiction. I was really building connections and friendships solely based on the fact if the person did or did not have a vape. And I knew I was doing this, and I knew it wasn't healthy, but I was just so addicted to the vape that that's all I cared about. Who was going to feed my nicotine addiction? When I decided to quit, I had a lot of support from my friends. And I'm very grateful that my friends did not shame me, because again, this is something that I started when I was young. I didn't know that this was going to last me for a very long time. So I'm truly grateful for the support that I got from my friends that would uplift me, be like, you got this, congrats, like you just made it to day 10, you made it to day whatever. And I remember like typing in my group chat, 1 week, 1 month, 15 days, like I would just be that, and they would congratulate me. There was never any shame. Before quitting, you know, my friends would be like, come on, Juliana, like you said you were gonna quit, like why haven't you started? So being able to have that support system, I am truly, truly grateful for it. And I truly believe that if I did not have the friends that I have right now in my life, and they kind of hold me accountable, like they'll see me at school and be like, did you hit a vape? I'm like, no, I promise. And that truly is what kept inspiring me to continue to keep on quitting. Now, for anyone who's quitting and they want to know how the feeling is, the first 2 weeks are going to be the hardest weeks. I remember itching for it. I was fiending, and like I would stare at people vaping. I'm like, frick, bro, one hit won't hurt. One hit does hurt. Every time you have that thought, one hit doesn't hurt, you have to attack it and be like, girl, one hit does hurt, because if you take a hit, you're gonna start all over and you're gonna keep repeating the cycle. You need to break the cycle. And I kept telling myself every time I wanted a vape, I'll be like, wait, no, one hit is going to hurt. But I'll be like, nah, like it was just a constant me against me. Like I'm literally my own op. It was me against me, fighting my intrusive thoughts of wanting to hit a vape, and then my higher version telling myself like, no girl, you are not hitting the vape. So it's definitely a mental battle, but I feel like that mental battle is what brought so much strength to current day me and brought in so much more resilience, so much more ambition, so much more discipline, because I went on that journey of quitting vaping. If I have not quit vaping, I think I would have still been more of a lazy bum and more of someone who would stay in their comfort zone. But vaping truly showed me the importance of getting out of your comfort zone and doing things that make you uncomfortable to evolve as a person and to build that sense of confidence that you have in yourself, that you can achieve everything that you want. Now, after like 1 to 3 months, it becomes more of a mental battle rather than you needing nicotine. And the mental battle is more so, okay, cool, I'm not craving nicotine. So, that means I can hit a vape and I'll be fine. So to add more clarification to this, me right now being a year sober, I could easily be like, you know what? Like I've been a year sober, I'm not addicted to nicotine. So like one hit won't hurt. Okay, sure. That first hit didn't hurt, but you're going to keep giving yourself that damn excuse every single time. When you're out or when you're bored, you'd be like, yeah, I remember that time I hit a vape. One hit won't hurt. So let me go to the gas station real quick. I'm kind of bored. I want to kill some time. I want to feel a little something, one hit won't hurt. One hit does hurt. And that's exactly the battle that you're going to continue to keep fighting in your head. Going into a year, so current day me, how am I feeling? Sometimes I'll see someone hitting a vape and it does trigger something. I'm not gonna lie, I still am in an environment where people do vape. And I think just being in that environment and getting that exposure therapy and seeing people vaping in front of my face truly builds more strength in me. As much as I hate it, I love it. Like, yes, keep blowing that vape air in my face because it just makes me more stronger and more resilient to the fact that I don't wanna hit this. So yes, it sounds a little crazy, but like that's the mindset where you have to go into. You have to go into this as a positive mindset. You can't be like, damn, all these people are vaping in front of me. What is this? Like, why aren't they not respecting me and my decision? Just because I don't vape, that means everyone else has to stop vaping. Bruh, the world doesn't work like that. You want to walk into the room and be like, you know what? I am so strong. I'm so confident in myself. I have the self-control to literally sit in a room full of people hotboxing and not even have the urge to hit it. Now, this is how I'm feeling a year later. My face is glowing. I feel younger. I feel healthier. I feel less drained. I feel like I have less acne, less wrinkles, less baggy eyes. I didn't realize that vaping was the cause of my acne because I've struggled with acne ever since I was a teenager. It's crazy that once I quit, the acne went away and that grayness of the face, the ashiness of the face went away. I felt like my face was able to recreate itself. The skin cells were able to, get away and be like, okay, let's get away of these old skin cells. Let's create these new and healthier skin cells. And I allowed my body to generate healthy skin cells without the nicotine being a part of that generation. As well, my energy levels in the morning have increased. I remember when I would wake up back when I was vaping, the first thing I would do is hit a vape and then I would just be lazy and I'd had this very icky feeling. But now when I wake up very rebirth as well. I used to have dental problems. I wouldn't say I was having dental problems, but I was on the verge of having dental problems where I would go to the dentist and they'll be like, yo, like you're getting cavities Like, you need to start taking care of your teeth more. I'm like, what are you talking about? I brush my teeth twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I'm mouth washing every single day. I'm flossing every single day. What are you talking about? And they're like, it's probably genetics. I'm like, no, it's not genetics. And when I quit vaping, and then I remember like 6 months later going to the dentist, and they're like, yeah, your gums are better. Your teeth look healthier. The cavities have decreased. Like, they're not as a warning as how they used to be. And it was literally all because I was vaping. Vaping was, oh my God, I know there's research behind this where your mouth becomes dehydrated and there's not enough saliva hydrating your mouth. So, you guys know, you guys have to look it up. You have to look it up. But the enzymes in your mouth that take care of your teeth, that take care of your gums, vaping, nicotine or whatever, destroys those enzymes, and then that's how your gum health gets destroyed. And you guys want to know what's crazy? All this scientific stuff, bruh, I knew about this before I even quit vaping. I knew about this like 3-4 years ago, but I was like, it's not true. I was in denial. Bruh, that stuff is true. As well, this, how I talked about in the beginning, the back pain, disappeared. You want to know what's crazy? And I knew about this too, but I was in denial. Like, I read something, you guys can look it up, this is real. I read something where nicotine does something to your spine. You know how your spine, you have your vertebrae, and your vertebrae are like, they're kind of like rubber, Nicotine basically kind of ruins the strength of the vertebrae, causing you to have more back pain. My discipline has increased where I never thought my discipline could be because I quit vaping. Vaping really taught me what it's like to keep being resilient, to keep going, and seeing how the outcome is going to be. And I truly am so grateful and blessed to be experiencing the outcome of being vape-free and never touching a vape ever again. It made me care more about my health. It made me love life even more. And again, like, just because this habit was in me for 6 years, I just feel like I'm starting a new chapter of my life. Like, where I am right now is completely different to who I was a year ago when I was vaping. Minus all the stuff that I went through last year and all the healing and stuff added so much value into my life and have allowed me to create such a deeper sense of self-love, self-appreciation, becoming a better me. And maybe this video is not your typical, oh, I quit vaping video, but I hope that like the detail that I'm going into, like, I'm not even over exaggerating, guys. I did not realize how much vaping affected my anxiety and that it was the cause of my anxiety. You don't realize it until you get out of it. 6 years straight, like, I had such bad anxiety, and every time I had anxiety, I would vape. And nicotine is a stimulant. It will strengthen your anxiety. It's not going to calm you down. But I didn't realize that vaping was doing that. Like, when I had anxiety, I'd just pick up the vape and it'll be my like thinking tool. Like, whew, whatever, USB, not cigarette, USB. How do I solve this problem? You know what I mean? And speaking again back to like mental health and stuff, I truly believe my dopamine receptors have resetted because I have founded more natural ways of dopamine and more sustainable and healthier ways of dopamine now. And substances don't really attract me anymore. And it's just very interesting to see how much vaping kind of was the big cause of substances attracting my dopamine. But now when I look at substances, I don't really find an attraction towards them. And I really choose wisely on how I'm going to bring in that dopamine for myself. Lastly, I want to talk about my cardiovascular health because I am truly so proud of myself in upgrading my cardiovascular health and literally like lung maxing. Like, I was truly lung maxing all this summer, and I continue to lung max, and I continue to make my cardiovascular health super strong. When I was vaping, doing the Stairmaster for 5 minutes would knock me out. And in May of 2024, I started picking up running. Never in my life did I think I was going to be a runner. I absolutely hated running. Running truly allowed me to get more discipline, to overcome the mental struggles that I was dealing with. When I was running, there was a moment, I think it was like in July, August, where it was very hard for me to breathe. And it wasn't asthma, it was because I had so much mucus in me. When you're vaping, so much mucus, so much buildup is in your lungs. And when I started running, that mucus was coming out. Fast forward to now, The mucus is gone. I am never short out of breath anymore. And fast forward to now, like, bruh, I've been doing cardio every single day. I used to never do cardio. I hated it because it was just so difficult for me. But yeah, now I go on the Stairmaster for like an hour almost every single day. And I can go on runs. I ran a 10K last month and I kind of fell off of my running era because the weather is really cold where I live. But I'm still doing cardio every day and I just can't wait till the weather gets better and I can just go back into my running era. And I really want to do a marathon one day. I've never thought that I would say that I would do a marathon. Quitting vaping really triggered something in me. I don't know what triggered something in me. Maybe it was the breakup. Maybe it was quitting vaping. Maybe it was finally being able to have time to focus on myself and not school. I don't know. But all of those things really created a ripple effect in my life and it was needed. But other than that, quit vaping. If a vaping person sees my video and they want me to be a sponsor for their video, like, hit me up because I am so pro quitting vaping. Never really thought that I would be pro quitting vaping. Like, literally, vaping was my identity. It was my life. It was who I was. And I'm just incredibly happy to know that I am finally out of this toxic relationship. And it truly does feel like getting out of a toxic relationship and finally letting go and seeing life for what it is without this toxic thing. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video encouraged you to quit vaping. I hope my story inspired you guys. I hope my video provided value that you haven't heard before. If you like my vibe and you're into self-improvement and just bettering yourself overall, please hit that subscribe button. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video.